welcome back. So let's look at these together. Trinomial with coefficient on the x squared not being the invisible 1. So I'm going to set up some guesses. In order to get a 2x squared on the front end, I'm going to have 2x and x. To get a 6, there's actually 3 possibilities. I could have, actually I think there's 4 possibilities. I could have 6 and 1, or I could have 1 and 6, or I could have 3 and 2, or I can have 2 and 3. Is that all of them? 6, 1, 1, 6, 2, oops, 3, 2, and 2, 3. Okay. So checking middle terms now. So we know the front end and the first term and the last term will come out right. The question is the middle term. So let's see. Here, when I do FOIL the inner terms, I'll have 6x, outer terms 2x. Those are going to combine to give me 8x. I should have left a little more room. That's not the one I want. Going over here, 1 times x when I FOIL would give me an x. 2x times 6 would give me 12x. Ah, that's the one I want. Okay, that'll multiply to be 13x. So I'm not even going to check the other two. I can see now from this that my answer should be, where was it? That one. 2x plus 1 times x plus 6. Now, I hope you went ahead and checked your answer. I asked you to do that. Check your factorization by multiplying it back out. It's a really, really good habit to get in. What I've found is that for me and for my students too, anything I don't get in the habit of doing as I'm working on practice problems and homework problems, if I don't get in the habit of doing it, I tend to forget to do it when I'm taking a test. So it's important to know that you can check your answers when you're taking a test. So it's important to get in the habit of doing that when you're practicing and doing homework. Otherwise, you're very likely to forget to check your answer when you're doing a test and walk off, leave the room with time to spare and wrong answers that you don't know are wrong because you haven't checked them. Okay, let's see. X plus 6. So, right, 2x squared, 12x, 1x 6. Okay, so I'm getting 2x squared plus 13x plus 6, and that's that checks out. That's the same as what we started out with. Okay, so that one checks. I'll go on to the next one. 6x squared plus 7x plus 2. Okay. So I could use a 6x and a 1x. To get a 2, I'm going to have a 2 and a 1. So 2 and 1 will give me a different middle term than 1 and 2. And then the other way of getting 6x squared would be to have a 2x and a 3x. And again, I can have a 2 and a 1, or a 1 and a 2. Okay, going to check middle terms. When I FOIL, here I'd have 2x's doing the inner terms. When I do the outer terms, I'll have 6x's. That adds up to 8x's, which is not what I want. Here, the inner terms would give me 1x. The outer terms would give me 12x. That's going to work out to 13x, which is not the middle term I want. Here, the inner terms will give me 6x. The outer terms would give me 2x. That's an 8x, not what I want. And here, the inner terms will give me a 3x. The outer terms will give me a 4x. Those would combine to give me 7x. That's the one I want. Okay, so in other words, my answer is 2x plus 1, 3x plus 2. Okay, let's check that. So I hope you checked it. Even though you knew I was going to come along and give you the correct answer, it's really important to develop the habit of checking your work. Okay, so foiling this out, I'd have 6x squared plus 4x plus 3x plus 2. So 6x squared plus 7x plus 2. Yep, that's what we want. So we did a good job. You did a good job. Okay, and then the last one, six x squared plus 13x plus 2. You know, I think since we're so just notice here, you can save yourself some work. Since we're starting, this problem has a 6x squared plus 2 on the front end and a 2 on the back end, like the previous problem. If I write down the 4 possibilities for this one, it's going to be the same the same possibilities as for that one. So we might as well just go back and look at our work and see which one gives us a 13x. So for this problem, which one gave, it was this one that gave us a 13x. So for this one, it looks like the answer looks like 6x plus 1 times x plus 2. Okay, so that's, again, same for, if you have the same front end and same back end, you're going to be writing down all the same possibilities. But this is the one we want to have it add up to a 13x in the middle. But just as always, to play it safe, I'm going to check here. So I'll have 6x squared plus 12x plus 1x plus 2. So 6x squared plus 13x plus 2. And yep, that checks out. So that was the correct answer there as well. Okay, that's a good stopping point. So I'll leave you there, and we'll come back and do a little bit more with problems where the signs aren't all positive. So I'll see you in the next video.